Welcome back, everyone, once again to a new installment of Friends and Family Month on Screenplay Rewind. I'm Jeff.
I'm Ron.
How many more of these we got?
One more after this one.
I think I'm still struggling to get through the day thinking about Twilight. I just think of so many pasty white people, so little time.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, Twilight is evidently being served by Twilight the actual movie on YouTube. So that YouTube video is like taking off. That is one of my favorite things that's ever happened to us.
I feel like that is our greatest triumph and the highlight of our career.
I agree.
Past, present, and future.
Yep.
Does not top the fact that some giant Twilight fan out there clicked on our fucking Twilight thing and got to hear my Taylor Lautner voice.
The average view duration is 30 seconds, so they realize pretty quick that we are not fans.
That's 25 seconds longer than I expected the average to be.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite things I've ever seen is people were watching the Twilight movie and then YouTube serves them up our podcast.
Boy, do we have a recap for you. You listen here, Twilight fan. Don't click off the video.
Like, share, subscribe, smash that bell now.
Tell us what you think about Twilight down in the comments. That episode was fun.
Was it?
I went back and listened to part of it, I think I was just speaking off of like pure adrenaline and anger because I didn't remember 90% of what I said for that recording. It was it's pretty bonkers, but
oh man, good times. Good times.
Good times. I can't wait till next year. What's the second Twilight movie?
I don't know. Eclipse? New Moon? Breaking Dawn Part 2? I don't know.
Same shit, different day?
Same shit, different Twilight 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh.
I believe it is called.
Twilight 2, favorite brand of heroin. Oh, God. But we're not talking about Twilight today.
We're not?
Oh, wait. Fuck. I watched Twilight again. I'm so sorry. My bad. We got to delay the show another week. I couldn't help myself. I can't resist Twilight, man.
I almost disconnected the Discord call when you said that, but then I realized that my desktop sounds are muted, so no one would have heard it except you.
You just hear me bust out laughing. Oh, God. But before we discuss Bobby's selection of Kung Fu Hustle, we got any questions or comments to speak about, Ron?
We had one comment on Tangled. And I
thought this was a Twilight show. What the fuck is this?
It is not from the Bobby.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
It's Bobby's alt account.
I guess Bobby didn't want spoilers for Tangled. He doesn't seem to have interacted.
What an asshole.
Right? God, such a dick. It's from my wife.
My wife.
I am once again in trouble because apparently I misquoted her. Said misquoting me again, sticking tongue out emoji. She told me a few days ago what I misquoted face to face, but she didn't write it down in the comment. I don't remember now at this point.
Was it whether she is Team Jacob or Team Edward in the books versus the
That was on the Twilight episode. Oh, I remember what it was. On the Tangled episode, I said she likes Princess and the Frog. That's what it was. She does not like Princess and the Frog.
She does not like Princesses.
Yeah.
Okay. Princess and the Frog. I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not one of their best, but I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know that I've seen it.
It's a bit of a weird one. It is at the same time it is kind of prototypical Disney, but at the same time it's not. It's not one I was, super, super excited to ever like watch a second time, but I liked it fine. Thought it was decent. I was curious, like what did she not like about it? Did she talk about it at all?
No, we didn't really talk about it. I have no context for the movie to talk about it. So
True.
Except that our Tangled video on YouTube is being served up by some random guy's video. What do you call it when it's a video? Montage. I almost said collage. That was the only word coming to my mind. I was like, that's not right.
One of those YouTube collages.
He's got a montage of some character from the movie. And according to our stats, our Tangled videos are being served up at the end of his videos for some reason. So that's where the Tangled hits are coming from.
My mind totally spaced just because you said montage, and my brain just immediately went to 30 seconds of, we're gonna need a montage.
I thought you were gonna start singing Eye of the Tiger.
I mean, I can if you want me to. Like,
I always want you to. You know this. It's like the one thing about me you know.
Ron fucking loves Transformers, and he fucking loves Eye of the Tiger, man.
I sent you that text where that shade Optimus Prime through us primitive people in that episode.
Yeah, fucking wrecked.
I was like, what the fuck was that?
What was that? OG Transformers? What was that quote from?
Yeah, season 2. There was a rocket test the Autobots were present for that the human military, this unnamed human military, was conducting. And after its success, Optimus Prime says impressive, like really loud and like genuinely impressed. And then he leans into Ironhide and says, for primitive rocket technology. And I was like, the fuck, Optimus Prime?
See, they were laying the groundwork for Optimus Prime that loves watching civilians get killed.
Right?
In the Bayformers movie.
God damn that movie. Ah.
Oh, man. Can't wait for our coverage eventually of that, because it's going to happen sooner or later in some context. I don't fucking know.
My eye is already twitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a fun time.
No.
I already wasn't super crazy about those movies.
We got a Transformer.
What?
No.
I don't know what's going on. It's a robot turns into a car. I already wasn't crazy about those.
Your Mark Wahlberg is like 30% Taylor Lautner.
Now you listen here, Optimus Prime. You might want to go away in the second act and a whole bunch of people get killed, but I'll still say you're the hero in the third act. It's okay.
I think there's about 15% walking in there as well. Oh my god.
Oh god. What?
No.
No. These fucking god damn it. These fucking Transformers movies, dude.
Oh.
I turn around and it's like, by the way, I've been dealing with like a cold or severe allergies the past couple of days. If you hear me like sniffling and shit, I think I've said that the last like 3 fucking episodes of the show, because I've just been like not sick, but kind of sick for the last few weeks. And it's fucking annoying.
It's all of us.
Yeah.
The trees are trying to kill us.
Dude, the fucking happening. Like, I need Marky Mark to help me with the happening, because it was so fucking windy. I about ended up in goddamn Oz trying to walk up to my fucking work the other day. And I'm just
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I don't think I'm in fucking Oklahoma anymore, because I'm about to get blown off the fucking streets in a tornado. Jesus.
What? Are we in Kansas? No.
Crush this lady with our house? What?
Oh.
Oh, man. Is that lion talking? No, Marky Mark. If you just take Marky Mark and just randomly insert him into movies like they did with Transformers, it makes all the movies better. Like, kind of see like fucking Gone with the Wind, and it's in like black and white and shit, but Marky Mark is just walking around.
It's the audio equivalent of that John Travolta meme where they edited him out of Pulp Fiction being lost and just inserted him into things.
But it's just Marky Mark from The Happening going, what?
No. I'm glad we amuse ourselves, because no one else listens to this show.
This is already off the fucking rails, dude.
It's only been 10 minutes. It's fine.
Fuck. People gonna be running for the hills like fucking Wile E. Coyote, like in the movie, dude. Fuck.
Dude, the Sonic the Hedgehog scene. It's so good.
It's so good. I have to make that my screensaver on everything I own.
What I have to know before we start is yay or nay. I couldn't tell watching it. I kept trying to think, Jeff is either going to fucking love this or he's going to fucking hate this, and I don't know which way it's going to go.
See, I could tell you, but I will string out the the further developments like X-Men 97 style. So I'll let you figure that out here in a few minutes.
Great.
Which speaking of, I fucking hate X-Men 97 for no spoilers, but diverting away from the major shit and still having a good episode where I'm just like, man, I want to be mad at y'all, but I can't because this shit's still good.
It's still good.
But I want to get back to the crazy shit that happened, and we knew it was gonna happen. That they were gonna cut away like every fucking piece of media does now, which is kind of irritating.
I feel like ever since The Walking Dead, because even the MCU did that. They put 2 movies in between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, I'd like to track down where that became so prevalent. I'm sure it's been a thing a lot longer, you know, like than
I feel like it got popularized when The Walking Dead did it, because when they made it look like Steven Yeun had died, they took him out of the opening credits, and there was like 1 or 2 episodes before we went back to him to find out that he's
fucking
not dead.
forgotten about that.
Yeah,
dumpster
that's
scene.
the first time that I remember like a major thing doing it, and then it just seemed like it was a thing everybody was doing after that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's been a thing longer than that, but I think you are right. I think that did like make it more popular because every fucking person, it's even done in like books and shit now that it seems like more. It's like it like hit fucking terminal velocity, dude. It's just fucking everywhere. But X-Men 97 was still good, even though it was kind of a filler episode. Sort of, kind of compared to what happened last time. It was a filler episode.
It tied back in at the end.
Yeah.
So, and everything is now on track to just be batshit insane until the end if they wanted to.
I can't fucking wait. And we are having, once the season's done, we're gonna have a wrap up for X-Men 97 because we're gonna talk about X-Men 97 because we've been geeking out. I was telling Ron earlier, it's like I'm looking at the clock at work, waiting for 5:30 to hit so I can leave and go watch this cartoon like I'm back in 4th grade going home to watch Dragon Ball Z, and that is like the best feeling in the world when you're excited to go home to fucking watch a cartoon, dude. It's just like it really took me back today.
Yeah, I would wake up first thing, catch the end of Sailor Moon just in time for Beast Wars to start, and that was like the last time I remember being like super pumped for something that's happening. I was always going pumped to school with my buddies.
I never really watched stuff in the morning like that, but I was always stoked to come home after school and then catch the Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho back to back. That was on Toonami for a while.
The thing that was weird, do you remember when they had DBZ and then Dragon Ball? And I'm like, guys, this goes the other way around.
Guys.
You guys. No.
This guy, he's like a grown-up and then a kid. What's going on?
No, that's GT.
Oh. This guy's got eyeshadow. It's a giant monkey. Fucking GT, man.
Oh.
The only thing missing from Super was them just flat out say, our bad about GT. We're sorry about that, guys.
By the way, the Guyliner game Charles Xavier has in X-Men 97 is fucking strong.
I'm pretty sure if he walked out in the sunlight, he would glitter because he's got like that fucking he's got that Edward Cullen look going right now, just minus the hair.
His Guyliner game, I don't know. He's either tied with or second to the mayor in Batman Begins or Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Yeah, it was so funny. I was about to reference that if you didn't reference that guy, is that is like that dude's defining feature. He looks like he's from the panel of a Frank Miller comic book.
I literally remember the first time it shows him, people just like all of a sudden you hear the crowd murmuring for a moment in the theater because everybody's like, "Oh my god,
that dude can see in the dark, dude."
That guy can see nothing but dark. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
but
Yeah, I'm so
speaking
excited to
of
talk about
Dragon Ball Z, what movie have we watched?
Right. But I am so excited for X-Men 97. So did Bobby ever send us a full explanation of why he wanted this on here? Because I just realized we usually have the like explanation, but all I remember him saying was that he had our first Western with Tombstone for the show, and he wanted to have our first Kung Fu movie, so he picked Kung Fu Hustle. But did he send anything to you as far as like elaborating on that?
If he did it in person when y'all came over, and a lot happened that night. I don't remember.
A lot of Cards Against Humanity.
There's a lot of Cards Against
Nonsense
Humanity.
happened. Yeah.
And why is it not Bukkake and all that came up.
Out of context.
Out of context,
that sounds so
Bukkake.
awful. Just moving on past that one. Well, if he wants to have a further elaboration, we can have it at the beginning of the next episode. So we'll reach out to him.
He didn't email anything in?
I don't think so. I looked earlier. I didn't see anything. I will verify again. Nope. Nothing.
And I'll just double. Nah. Sure didn't.
So if he has further to add, we will include
Did
it at
Bobby
the
email
beginning.
anything in? No.
No.
Oh, no.
I have to fucking pay to watch Battlefield Earth this weekend, and I am not okay with that.
Yeah. I like that movie for how bad it is. I'm not okay with giving them
$4.
Giving them $4. They haven't earned it. It's not so bad it's good. It's just so bad that it could have been good, but it was just bad instead. Like they didn't earn the $4.
Didn't earn the $4.
I am all for you watching this movie though. It may be worth the $4 by the end of the episode. I don't know.
I feel like I'm gonna go fucking nuclear, dude. Because I just get the impression it's one of those that's gonna be bad enough to where it pisses me off. Well, we'll see. So we have spoilers today for Kung Fu Hustle. Had you seen this before, or was this your first time watching this? Because this was my first time watching this.
Long time ago. What was this movie? 2004?
Yes, 2004.
That was the year I graduated high school. So it has been a long ass time since I saw this.
Yeah, I had heard of this, and I had heard of Shaolin Soccer, which I believe is from the same writer and director.
Shaolin Soccer is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, I need to. I've always heard about this one, and I've heard of that one, but I had never seen any of his movies. I just kind of knew them by reputation. That people, they're like cult classics. Like the people that love these movies, like fucking love these movies because they're so specific.
Which is so just Jeff speak for fucking insane. Shaolin Soccer is great.
What do you like
liked
better?
This, I think you would like Shaolin Soccer.
What do you like better between the two? Or do you need to like rewatch Shaolin Soccer?
I need to rewatch Shaolin Soccer. I haven't seen these movies in so long.
I'm surprised it took you so, because this seems like 10,000% a Ron movie.
Oh, it absolutely is. Chris
where you would like watch
out in like the first 10 minutes. She pulled the ripcord.
I mean, I get it. It's Kung Fu Hustle. So I'm watching the movie for the first time tonight. I was not crazy about the opening scene where they are establishing the Axe Gang and they have like the dude kill his sister and shit. For whatever reason, even though it's like fairly similar in tone to the rest of the movie, I wasn't crazy about that first like 5 minutes.
You didn't know what you were in for yet.
I didn't know what I was in for. And then once they go to the pigsty place, I love this movie after that happens. I was all in.
It's worth saying at the top of the episode, first off, full spoiler warning. Second off, there is a lot in this movie that's kind of not okay. Some of that is due to its age, and some of that is due to cultural. There is some not so good language for a gay character. There is not good representation for the same gay character. There's not good representation of women in this movie, or the way women are treated. But
then again, they have some like the landlady is a national and international treasure.
Yes.
And
like it starts out like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this the lady that owns Tom and Tom and Jerry? Like, what is happening? And
she's
then,
a Kryptonian.
And then,
dude.
yeah, when the movie gets going and they reveal her, it's so good.
Yeah. I was fucking the
also,
landlady.
by the way, kind of the same story, but not quite. A lot of the same elements of this movie, story-wise and plot-wise. Kung Fu Panda. Am I right?
Yeah. Was that actually influenced by this directly? Because it almost can't be. I understand like a lot of it is buried in tropes that have been around for forever, but it does seem fairly specific.
It's pretty specific, especially with the Beast, you know, and Ian McShane's character in Kung Fu Panda breaking out and like going to hunt down Jack Black, and I don't know, there's a lot in here, and all the other Kung Fu fighters can't stop him and stuff. Like, I don't know, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's
Kung
a lot
Fu
of
Panda
DNA
parallels with.
Yeah,
but like you said, a lot of it is just Kung Fu movie.txt, right?
Yeah, but how did they make a Dragon Ball live action movie and not
better than Dragon Ball Evolution?
This movie came out 5 years before Dragon Ball Evolution. How on earth do you make a Dragon Ball movie and not hire this guy? Because this is fucking Dragon Ball. It's
Dragon Ball and part Sonic the Hedgehog.
Dude. When she hits the sign, then it's just like the bra and all the shit on the ground.
Dude, when I saw that shit fly back, I was like, oh no. Oh, thank God she's clothed when it turned around.
Yeah, I was just glad she was okay because she is everything. The landlady is like my favorite character of all time.
What's the biggest surprise, the landlady or the landlord?
The landlady.
The landlady?
Because the landlady is... Dude, that scene, first of all, when she's beating the shit out of the dude and then tosses his ass out the window and then drops the potted plant on his head, dude, I was dying. It's so funny.
I was already laughing, but then a moment later when the pot splits perfectly in half and falls to either side of his head, and then it's like, Jesus Christ, and he survived that. Well, then we find out why he survived it, because they're both fucking Kung Fu masters.
Mm-hmm.
Even better than the three that are revealed. It turns out everyone hiding in this place is a goddamn Kung Fu master. And I feel like that's one of the jokes, right? There's always a Kung Fu master hidden. We reveal not in the same fight, we reveal 3. Then when they're all defeated, we reveal 2 more. And then when they're defeated, we get 1 more. It's like it just keeps going. It's like like a nesting doll of Kung Fu masters.
Right. And then the guy challenging all of these masters ends up being the protagonist and is the final it truly is. But this movie is like it is you do have to like stomach some of the shit that has not aged well, but I thought it was hilarious. Like I was shocked by how funny this was.
The gay guy is not represented well, and they keep calling him a fairy and stuff like that. But the gay guy himself is hilarious.
And he's a badass.
Like when he's doing the dude's haircut, and he's just like, "No, fuck off." And then when the Axe Gang shows up, he's like, "No, fuck off."
It's so funny, dude.
He's a good character. He's just not represented well.
Yeah, and at least they didn't go like the route of the other word.
Yes.
You know, like, I feel like it could have been worse.
Absolutely. And I don't know how much of that is censorship because we're watching it in subtitle. I don't know the language.
Yeah,
so
true.
I don't know how much of that is changed.
Yeah. But dude, when the gang shows up and the cloud is following them from above,
I fucking love that.
It's also so good.
Can we just talk about the fact they're all wearing top hats?
Yeah, it's so good. I love it. It's so fucking ridiculous. They look like at the very, very beginning when the gangs first roll up in like the prologue thing that's like introducing the gangs, they look like they're about to have a dance off. And then they have a dance sequence, but it's not like a dance off in the streets. Like it looks like they're about to try to save the fucking rec center out in the street, dude. Like they're going like the full fucking 9 yards. But yeah, I don't know what it was, but it's just like once they got to the pace, I love how they go against like so many of the tropes of the kind of like genre this is based on, where typically what happens is like the kind of trope for this story, it's very popular in westerns as well, but like what's gonna happen? The gangs are messing with this like little shanty town thing.
Also,
and
real quick before you get into it, this movie, it seems to have a lot of elements from like Western filmmaking westerns, right? Like a lot of like spaghetti westerns and stuff. It has a lot of those tropes in it too, and I almost wonder how inspired this movie is by some of those, like how much those have influenced this movie, because it's a weird blend of a western and just a straight up kung fu movie. I mean, they all have some Western DNA, but this movie takes some real specific DNA. You know what I'm talking about? It's got it recreates some very specific, notable things from spaghetti westerns.
It is referencing just movies in general. If you look through the specific references, they have references to obviously Dragon Ball Z, to Looney Tunes, to The Untouchables. The scene as the last of the three masters is dying is a direct quote from The Untouchables.
They're all dressed like mafia members, like Italian mafia members.
They have several references, both in the way that they're clothed and in posters in the background, to 30s film.
They're using Tommy guns.
They're using Tommy guns. It's bizarre. Like it's just
an homage to movies. And while it's making fun of a lot of stuff, it's also paying respects in a lot of way too. It's this movie. Jesus Christ, I could write a whole paper about this movie. This movie is batshit insane in all the best ways.
Yeah, it really is. But I like how they break the trope of what typically happens in this type of Western and this type of story is the gangs are fucking with the people in the shanty town, and they need kind of like the savior to come in. And the savior does eventually come in towards the end, but I love that the shantytown people can just protect themselves because they have some absolute badasses there. Like the three guys that are the first three masters to protect the town.
Well, they don't know they're there though. That's the thing. They're hiding. They're like retired and hiding.
What I'm saying is like they didn't know they were there, but it breaks the trope because the people are there. They don't need initially the kind of protagonist to help them. Like they just fucking defend themselves because they're badasses.
But it is also a trope in like spaghetti westerns of like the retired gunslinger that has to come out of retirement.
Yeah.
So the thing that I love the most about the main character that we should throw out here real quick is how much of a poser he is throughout the whole beginning of the movie.
Like the scene when he is trying to pick a fight and he picks a fight with who he thinks is a short guy, and it's like a 7 foot tall guy sitting in a chair.
The child,
to pick a fight with the old guy. And, do what?
The buff child. Well, it's like Stewie Griffin on the steroids.
He tries to pick a fight with an old guy, and the old guy steps through the crowd, and he's jacked. And then he tries to pick a fight with a kid. The kid steps through the crowd, and he's also jacked. The
old man was jacked like Master Roshi, though.
He really is.
And he's just like, no, you're too old. And then he's like, no, you're too young. Like he just keeps finding a reason to not fight them.
That old guy can fucking do evil containment wave. I'm telling you.
But the thing that really made me bring it up is I'm looking at an image right now of, you know how the gang shoots a flare to summon the gang?
But the fucking axe in the sky and the fireworks.
Dude, since he's a poser and he's pretending to be one of them, he has a firecracker and he throws it over the fence.
Who threw that firecracker?
And the dude's hat's all blown off on one side.
It's so good.
Oh god, it's so good.
Here's a question for you. I honestly didn't know what was up with this. What's up with the teeth at the beginning? They have like prosthetics on some of these people, and some of these people just have incredibly bad teeth. And it is specific as like a call out because they are consistently zooming in on there's like the gang members which have the teeth, and then they have a person at the shantytown which has a prosthetic, and she's called like Bucktooth. What's up with the teeth in the movie? Is that like a reference I'm not getting?
I have my cultural point of view of what that could be. I don't know what the movie is going for.
Yeah, I can't tell.
When Hollywood always needed an Asian guy, they always got some white guy and gave him really bad prosthetic teeth. And he was always a really bad stereotype and talked in a really offensive way and everything. And I don't know, man. I don't know why they're playing into that is what it feels like. But that that could just be my cultural touchstone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a choice though, because like they do it consistently in the first like 30 minutes of the movie. It's pretty consistent, and I was kind of confused because I thought it was going to lead to something, and it doesn't. And I was like, what was that whole thing about? It kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah, it's really, really bizarre. By the way, the poster at the bottom has a blurb from Entertainment Weekly. Think Kill Bill meets Looney Tunes. I think you need more descriptors in there. Well, that is partially accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That doesn't fully prepare you for the man who has superhuman frog powers. Man. We'll get there, man. This movie is a fucking fever dream.
The harpist.
I love the poster. Have you seen the poster? I think it was like the main theatrical poster of Stephen Chow holding the axe
and the lollipop.
The lollipop.
Yeah,
that's a great poster. I love it.
This fucking jacked kid.
Dude, I that first scene happened. I was like, oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. And then consistently after that, I was just laughing my ass off like all throughout the movie. It is surprisingly funny because it's I appreciate how like relentless it is as far as like pushing the envelope of the fucking crazy shit that happens. Like let's talk about the fucking Sekiro boss fight we have of the musical instrument guy that can send out like phantom swords and like phantom ghosts.
Yeah.
That is a Sekiro boss fight waiting to happen, man. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This is amazing. It reminded me of, do you remember in The Northman when they just randomly have a fucking Dark Souls mini boss battle in the middle of the movie and we're just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This movie just has a fucking Sekiro boss battle concept. I'm just like, this is so fucking cool.
No, the harpists are really cool. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's like one of the coolest parts of the movie. And like when they first establish him, when you see the like cat get cut in half in the shadows by the
Dude, everything in the shadows behind. They do it multiple times, not just the cat.
Really good.
And when the one dude has to when he jumps in front of the other guy and you just see all the stab wounds appear.
It's so good.
Oh man.
And then you're just like, this is already like fucking batshit. And then he actually sends out fucking like fucking.
You see them when the moonlight hits them in a certain way.
Yeah, he's like literally summoning ghosts, and these ghosts look almost like the fucking White Walkers in Game of Thrones. I'm just like, or I get not the White Walkers, but you know, like they're zombies. I forget. Yeah, the white sort of like whatever I forget what they're called. Fuck, man. Yeah, that concept is so cool.
It's so good.
That's just one of those like, where you're watching the movie and the movie is, you know, obviously funny, but then it has some of these things that like that quiet you the fuck down because you're just thrown off by how cool it is.
The first time you see them, the instrument is strapped to both their backs and they can barely walk. Right? You see them in the alleyway, and the main character sees them.
Yeah, I think they comment on how they think they're transporting like a coffin or something.
Yeah. And then so you're already like not taking them seriously, and then there's the scene of the guy walking, like you said, with in the background you see the shadows of things getting cut in half, and it's getting closer and closer to him every time they play.
Which character is it that gets decapitated by that group initially? I forget which character it was, but he like just casually chops off the head of somebody as they're walking away.
Yeah. Is it the guy with the staff? Because there's the guy with the staff, the guy with the rings. What was the third guy that was in hiding there?
The ring guy, the guy with the staff, and then the other guy was kind of just like martial arts, just kind of beating shit.
Bare hands.
He didn't have like a weapon.
It was one of the masters. It might be the guy with the staff. The guy with the rings, he was the laundry guy, right?
Yeah.
Dude, do you think that influenced Shang-Chi and how they use the 10 rings? Because that's not how I know the 10 rings are used in comics and cartoons. But
maybe I thought that was a thing from the comics from way before, but I could be mistaken.
Because every time I've ever seen the Mandarin with the 10 rings, they're physical rings on his fingers, and each controls like a different element or something. the like magic rings. I had never seen anything like
curious.
That in Shang-Chi, and then I watched this. I'm like, holy shit! It's like the Mandarin.
What's funny is how much better the action sequences are in Kung Fu Hustle than they were in Shang-Chi, which had like 10 times the budget and had MCU like backing and shit.
Yeah, I like the action sequences in Shang-Chi. I can't stand the Aquafina segments.
I thought the action was like okay, but I felt like it never got as visceral as like some of the fights in here. I think it's crazy. Like if I had watched this movie in the past, I absolutely would have hired this man to make the Dragon Ball movie, and I would have been hiring him for Shang-Chi.
Because I think he is like
a good job.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is like baby's first kung fu movie.
Right, yeah.
Whereas this is, we're going to make you laugh, we're going to make you say, oh, fuck.
Right.
Because holy shit.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, the sound design, especially on the guy with the rings on his wrists, is so good. Every time he deflects something, the pinging sound, every time he deflects like a melee weapon, every time he uses them to just like fucking bonk a dude 20 feet away, it's so good. It's fucking great.
Yeah, dude, the rings were fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good. Let's quickly run through the cast and crew. Again, apologies in advance. We're going to butcher a lot of names.
Yeah, we're going to be very white here for a minute.
Yeah, almost as white as the people in Twilight.
We might even sparkle.
This is the skin of a killer, Ron. I don't know if you're aware of this. So the director is Stephen Chow, who also plays Sing, the protagonist, like the eventual protagonist. Initially, he's kind of presented as almost like a side character, but he ends up being the protagonist. And then we have he co-wrote it with. Let me pull up I wanted to see like exactly. So we have kan-cheung Sang, Shin Hao, man-keung Chan. I like how Ron always just backs up and just lets me butcher all the names. Yep. It's like thanks for that, homie. Appreciate that.
I'll let your Twitter blow up for this.
I'm sorry. It's not intentional. I just don't know the pronunciations, man.
Well, part of it is I'm also trying to like choke back really bad jokes, like saying "bless you" and stuff.
See, you are the true problem, bro.
I am. I really am.
We have Zhao Gang Feng, who plays Crocodile Gang boss. Hua Yun, who plays the landlord. I like how also the guy with the rings is called Donut.
Yeah,
like that's such a stupid joke that totally works for me somehow. Donut is played by Zihu Dong. We have Brother Sum. I like the turn where Brother Sum is like the main bad guy, and then he just gets fucking taken out in a nanosecond.
Yep.
By the beast. That's a cool fucking moment that I like. I like when movies just drastically change like who are the antagonists or who are the protagonists. You know, and this movie kind of does it with both.
And
pretty
you
cool.
know, that's the classic Eastern story of someone unleashed a power that they couldn't contain. They thought they could control it, and they couldn't.
Yep. And that was Danny Kwok-kwan Chan, who plays.
By the way, any antagonist named the Beast, I automatically love. I just want to put that out there. In Infamous, those video games are all about preparing yourself for the Beast's arrival. And in Infamous 2, he kicks your ass in the first 5 minutes of the game. Like, you spent the entire game getting prepared for him, and he's even worse than you could have imagined. He just completely stomps you in the first 5 minutes. He breaks your powers. He stomps you so bad.
Is it an established character, or is it like a new character?
So I guess spoilers for a PlayStation 3 game. He is a character that your character knows, that gets his powers from the same explosion that gives you yours. That the future you that came back to the past to prepare you for this guy's coming. He didn't tell you who it was. He just told you he was coming and when, but things were a little bit different. And when he finally reveals himself, he not only stomps your ass, you can't contact water. They make jokes all the time about how bad you smell because you can't bathe. When he's done kicking your ass, he just throws you into the ocean. and that shorts you out and breaks your powers, and you have to relearn how to use your powers. That's how they depower you for the sequel. You start out fully powered and then get your ass kicked so bad your powers are broken and you have to put yourself back together.
Gotcha.
Like, it's a really powerful moment. And like the first 5 minutes, you're super badass, and then you just get the floor mopped with your face and then thrown in the ocean and your powers are broken.
Gotcha.
It's great. But yeah, those games are all about stopping the beast.
Gotcha. Let's see, where's I with we have playing Bone, who is Sing's sidekick and friend, is tze-chung Lam.
I like how they clarify that.
Yeah.
Do you see that on IMDb? It says Sing's sidekick in parentheses.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why they would clarify that and not like everyone. You know, they just had to specify the sidekick guy.
Yeah.
We have siu-lung, who is the Beast, and my MVP of cinema history is the fucking landlady, Kyu Yuen. I love you. She's so fucking good. God damn it! When she is just walking around
the lion's roar.
Yeah, it's so good. I love when she is just like yelling at everyone. It's like, y'all some assholes. All right. No water on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday's ration water day. Y'all some asshole.
Oh my god,
man, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude, when she's breaking the top off of the bell to use it as a speaker or like a megaphone. Yeah, the subtitles said speaker. I think it was a megaphone.
Yeah, I think that's like a translation thing.
Yeah.
And then probably the last like one. I guess the guy with the rings isn't Donut. I guess that's Taylor, who is Chi-Ling Xiu, if the IMDb photo is correct. Cooley, who's one of the other initial three masters, is played by Jingyu, and if I didn't already say, Yi Huang is Fong, who is the little girl in the flashback. I actually ended up I liked the way the movie kind of ended with the callback to them as kids.
Yeah,
because that is a devastating flashback, man. Like,
yeah, it is.
When you get him becoming who he is, because he's been told that he's going to be the chosen one. He's tried all this training, and he thinks he's ready to be the hero and save the day, and he just gets his ass kicked and he gets humiliated. But just showing you like how much that moment like meant to her, even though he got his ass kicked, there's a really sweet story with them.
They were both there for the same event, but they're completely opposite takes on the events, right? Like it was everything to her and it was everything to him.
She held on to that lollipop for 15 years. It was
when she puts it back together and picks it up and it crumbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really crazy just how she didn't care about whether he was successful or not. It was the gesture and the fact that he failed is what he couldn't get out of his head.
Yeah. It's and then like when he's basically in his like dying moments, when he draws the lollipop in the blood, that's like a legitimately good fucking moment,
Yeah.
This movie has a fucking Looney Tunes goddamn chase in it where they're doing Sonic legs.
Dude, the Sonic legs.
And then 45 minutes later, they're having like a legitimately heartfelt moment in this cool callback to a really well written flashback.
And then you go to a guy that slaps a table and 10 rings go up in the air and they fall onto his forearms and he deflects a sword or a spear or something.
Fuck yes, he does.
Like, yeah, this movie, man. The trailer is running on IMDb right now, and I just got to the part where the landlady hits the dude in the side of the head, and then he like cartwheels through the air and his shoes fly off.
This movie, especially in the third act, it's like I love how the bad CGI is almost like playing into the charm. It almost like amplifies some of the scenes because like the CGI being goofy fits the tone so well that it doesn't matter that the CGI isn't good.
It's weird because it's both good and bad at the same time, and I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, but it all adds to the charm of the fights and the charm of the movie to me.
When it's bad, it fits the tone, right? When it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it fits the tone, so it still works.
It can't go wrong.
Yeah, they can't lose.
It's bulletproof. But the special effect, and not really like the special effect itself, but just the idea when they are reversing weapons against each other, and like the wood from beams and stuff, or like spears is splintering as they're reversing it, and like reversing momentum through the weapons is really fucking cool. The CGI isn't always there to like fully convey what they were going for, but the idea of it is so fucking badass, and I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. I love all those like when the landlady gets like spun so much that the landlord has to reverse her momentum and just kind of like let her spin for like 50 times. It's good stuff. There's like
what was it the Beast did? The Beast did something that like blew her sleeve off starting from the wrist, and it slowly moves up to her shoulder. Yeah,
he spins her arm so fast that it like creates a ripple effect through her clothing, and it's just becoming tatters up her sleeve.
It's super fucking cool. It's so cool.
Super fucking cool. It's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden What the Fuck, like the whole time, and I love it. Man. So how did this movie kind of live up to the way that you watched it? Like, because you watched it, you said a long time ago.
Oh, I was a kid again.
Did this totally hold up for you compared to when you watched it originally?
Because I love it just as much this time as I did last time. Oh yeah,
nice.
Because I don't know, like, it's weird because I'm sure some of the nuanced emotional impacts and stuff like that were all lost on me when I was younger, and then.
Because you were just watching it for the fights at that point.
I was just watching it for the fights and the comedy. And in this, like, I couldn't tell you. It's been too long. I couldn't tell you how well the comedy worked on me this time versus last time. But I definitely picked up on more of the emotional depth. Like, this movie wasn't just good. It was impressive when I watched it. And that was what I did not expect going back to it.
When he's fucking stomping their feet like a Looney Tune.
Yes. I mean,
I love the rapid fire when he's like, oh shit, this is really effective, and he just rapid fire toe smushes like 15 dudes.
He does it to the Beast later.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I think that's the part that activates frog mode, dude. First of all, okay,
which was a terrifying image, by the way.
Right, we gotta talk about. I fucking love when they have him go like break the Beast out of the mental asylum. They look like they're in the fucking Mortal Kombat world.
Yeah.
Like, and then he's walking around the fucking it looks like Hellraiser, man. And then they have a Shining reference, adding more confusion to the references. Because I'm just like, I thought this was a Dragon Ball Z Looney Tune kung fu movie, and
now we're watching The Shining.
Now we got a Shining.
That was from the Beast prison cell, right? When they imagined opening the door.
Yeah, because he's and then what made me think of this is like I was like, why the fuck are there frogs? And then when he activates his Super Saiyan frog powers, I'm like, that's why there were frogs.
It's like it was like a Bleach fight. Like he started out fighting and then decided to like show off his true ability and just kicks it into frog mode.
Also, very Dragon Ball. 1000%. When
like the Ginyu Force with their gimmicks,
and just the simple fact that they're not fighting with their true strength initially. They're kind of just like testing out the other one. But one of the bits in the final fight that is 10,000% Dragon Ball is I loved how when Sing is fighting the Beast, they always cut to landlord and landlady talking about like what tactic they just used or like what ability they're about to use, and that is so fucking it reminded me a lot of like Beerus and Whis. You know, like they were always constantly the people talking during the super fights, like talking about, you know, like them activating, you know, oh he's got ultra instinct and, you know, like all that type of stuff, like while they're actively doing the fights. Like that was such a Dragon Ball moment that I liked.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know where to end. I don't know what I should say.
It hits you at a you know, 1,000 miles per hour too. It's like constant.
It's rapid fire.
There's constant like physical comedy. There's constant jokes. It's hard to talk about without doing like a commentary.
They do
because
full anime like body deformation when they use some of their powers. Like when she does the lion's roar.
Yeah,
like you can see her sucking in. Like she sucks in a full cigarette, and like
that part's super cool.
Her
they
waistline and everything gets sucked in while her chest expands, and then she just screams, and it all deflates as she screams.
When I was watching the first like 30
like a black
minutes,
canary scream, dude.
For real. When I was watching the first like 30-ish minutes of the movie, I said out loud like, "This is the most Bobby movie I've ever seen in my life." Oh man, dude, the sound effects when they are doing when Sing and Bone are pretending to be part of the Axe Gang. And what channel are we in? I'm gonna send you the specific because it's been a few days since you had seen it, but the sound effect when this scene is happening, if you'll go back to the Discord, they keep zooming in on Bone, who is like the overweight dude who's his buddy, and he's got the fucking axe tattoos on his chest, but they keep having this like fucking like inflatable pool sloshing sound effect thing as he's hitting
as he ripples.
As he ripples, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching, dude?
One of the best movies ever made. That's what.
Yeah, right. Fuck, man. Yeah. This is one. I think this is one of those types of movies too, where you just slap it on in the background when you're having a bad day, and your day will just immediately be better, because you can, even just watching like 20 minutes or so of this movie is like, it's so fucking frenetic. Like this is like 95 minutes ish if you don't take into account the credits and everything, and it might as well have been a 20-minute episode of a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's breathless, man. I love it. I do the cloud
hovering,
the cloud
over them.
walking, the cloud as they're walking into town is so fucking good.
Storms are coming.
Oh my goodness. There's a fucking badass image towards the ending of the movie that I love. It's funny, but it's also really badass. I just with the way that they executed on the scene. So when Sing is fighting the beast towards the very end, and he has officially dispatched all of the Axe Gang guys, he's like walking down this like one of the floors of the town with like all the little like apartments. And there's just Axe Gang guys just stuck in random pieces of the building.
Yes.
It's such a cool shot. I love it, dude. God damn it. Ron has dropped the super buff 8-year-old.
I love the way that people around him are looking at him like, oh god.
That kid's Goku, son, dude.
That kid is half Saiyan.
I'm not saying he has a tail, but I can't say for certain that he doesn't have a tail.
The picture I'm looking at, the next picture after that is the old guy that's buff, and the next picture after that is the like 8-foot tall dude.
This is also potentially gonna be my Twitter profile picture. I love it. The image of the dude
with the blown out hat.
Yeah, who Sing accidentally hits with the fucking firecracker. His hat is like, it's so good because his hat is like exploded on one side, and his hair's all fucked up, and it's steaming from being on fire, and it's so good.
He's just not having it.
He is like, fucking Mondays, am I right? I love it so much. This fucking movie, man. I don't even know. You can't do it justice. You just gotta fucking watch it.
Oh man,
I'm gonna be having nightmares of those fucking harpists tonight, man. Those harpists, like,
yeah,
you don't fuck around with those
goddamn
guys.
Elden Ring boss fight.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I like the masters standing on the stairs at the end of their fight, and they're like, "Well, that's that then."
And then he falls off the right side.
Can we talk about trying to throw the knives?
Oh my god, I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Is there more of a Ron and Jeff sequence in the movie? I don't think so.
When he's like, you throw it, and then he throws it and hits him again. He's like, I think you should get closer. And he stabs him when he pulls back to throw.
I love that bit so much. And then he finally ends up hitting her, but he hits her with the handle. And he's like, where'd the blade go? And the guy just sinks has got the fucking blade in his stomach. It's so good.
And the snakes. Why was there a bucket of snakes?
The snakes, dude. And then like do the CGI effect of what they do with his mouth later when his like lips are swollen. Even though the CGI being bad almost makes it harder to watch. It is disturbing as fuck.
Oh god, the snakes.
Him having the knives in him, dude. Oh, when he takes the knife out and just puts it back in after he examines it.
That's so good.
Maybe the bit in the movie I laughed the most at was that scene, because I was just like, yeah, that's the Ron and Jeff moment.
It reminded me of Attack of the Killer Donuts when he throws the hammer at the window and it bounces off the window and hits his friend. Oh,
you just there's a bit of like DNA too. Like, remember the Nice Guys when he's about to toss him the gun and he just throws it out the fucking window?
Yeah.
So a bit of that. That level of stupidity and slapstick will get me every time.
Every time.
Every fucking time. It does not matter. It will get me. Oh my god. Fucking hell, dude.
I can't even talk about anything without starting to laugh.
Right? It's so fucking good.
I was so happy watching this movie, and my wife was just like, nope, and just started playing on her phone. She sat through the whole thing, but she just played on her phone, did not pay any attention.
Aurora had a really similar reaction. Like, she would pop in to watch like a few seconds of it and just like be like, what the actual fuck is on the TV right now?
Not an anime person, I take it.
But then something would happen, you know, like when the movie gets like legitimately good at times, and she would kind of like, it would catch her interests.
Yeah.
Even begrudgingly almost. And it's just one of those like fucking movies.
Just one of those fucking movies.
You can't put it into words. You just gotta fucking watch it, man.
The spear breaking in this image on IMDb, man.
So, dude, the lighting in that whole harpist sequence, and like the moonlight, and it's like all shades of like dark blue in the night.
Like the goddamn wild hunt coming at them in one part.
Yeah, it's gorgeously shot. Stephen Chow is fucking talented. I don't know how you direct. By the way, when you have a movie with this level of specificity, being the director and still being one of the protagonists, I don't know how that happens. Because how do you have so much time to dedicate to
this level of specificity? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. When you got a guy who has been bitten in the lips by 2 king cobras, has been stabbed by his best friend repeatedly, and is running from the landlady doing Sonic legs. That's good movie, good go watch territory right there, man.
Absolutely.
When I love the scene where Sing has just been harping on people constantly for having glasses, when the glasses guy just beats the shit out of him and Bo on the bus.
Yes.
Is that fucking great scene. It's like, gold rimmed glasses are good for clerks. He just bashes his face into the bench like 6 times.
He's like doing like the kung fu like snake move, and the guy just smacks him. Oh.
I love there's a moment too, just something just made me think of it, when the beast is about to have his first battle with the landlady and the landlord, when
in the
Sing goes
casino.
up. Yeah, when Sing goes up and looks like he's about to do like a kung fu move on the beast, and he just barely taps him on the head, and then he runs away to go hide behind something, and he just asks, is he okay? I love how much of a fucking poser dipshit Sing is, and that's the fucking director.
Yes.
I love that level of humility, as far as like setting up the character and everything. It's so good.
It's like Sing and Bone. Are they the Jay and Silent Bob of the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god.
And also
Sing is clearly Jay, right?
Pretty much. And something we didn't mention is how much this is obviously impacted by the Matrix.
Yes.
Like the entirety of Sing versus the Axe Gang at the end is
Neo.
Like so many Neo fights, as far as like, especially like the one where he's fighting like
Neo fights. It sounds like you said a completely different word than what you intended to say.
you know the Neo fight sequences against the like 1,000 copies of Smith.
Yes.
That is like one.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, it's like one for one those sequences. And I loved it. That's something too. I sometimes get like annoyed when movies wear their references like too much on their shoulders, but this movie somehow reaches, like, even with all of these like blatant references, like the sum of the parts is so original and fun that it doesn't bother me in the slightest, when this would typically annoy the fuck out of me and almost like ruin the movie for me. But something about it, man, it just fucking works.
It works, and you can't explain it.
I was shocked by how much like this movie ended up working for me. Because the first like 10 minutes, I was like, "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I don't know. This is fucking weird."
Hands on the eject button.
Hey, yeah, hands on the eject button. And then the landlady showed up, and I was just like, "Yeah, this is one of the best movies of all time." It's like, it's just perfection.
I just love the idea of the image of the landlady on the screen, and you're just like, yes.
Like, the scene. One of my favorite moments in the movie.
Jeff fell in love at first sight with the landlady.
So good. One of my favorite moments in the movie is when is it Brother Sum? Is that the guy's name? He was like the initial bad guy. Pretty sure that's. I'm scrolling back through the cast. Let's see. Yeah, Brother Sum. Brother Sum is with the other like henchman dude in the car when they're about to drive away from the landlady and the landlord, and they just fucking instant transmission into the car with them, and they're resting their arms on their shoulders. I fucking adore that scene so much. It's so good.
It's so good. What it kind of reminds me of is, have you ever seen Loaded Weapon 1? There is no 2, by the way. It's literally called like Loaded Weapon 1 or Volume 1 or something.
That's great.
The Lethal Weapon spoof with Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson. There's a scene where they're driving, and then Samuel Jackson looks in the rearview mirror, and he's like, "Oh, don't look now, but we're being followed." And then it hard cuts to outside the car looking through the windshield, and they're sitting in the back seat with them with ski masks on and stuff out of nowhere.
I love it. That'll work on me every time.
They just start like small talking, and then all of a sudden Samuel L. Jackson does like a J-turn and spins around like real fast, and when it cuts back to the car, the people in the back seat are gone, and he's like, "Whew, I think we lost them." And he's like, "Good driving." He's like, "Thank you." Like, it's so good. They were in the car, and then they just weren't.
There's also a cool bit. I like how initially they're like, because the Beast is so weird, they don't initially buy it that he's,
he's the straight man. That's the weird thing.
Right?
He's the fucking straight man in the movie. He's playing it like any other like kung fu movie villain.
Right. But initially they don't buy it that he's, fucking Ultra Instinct Goku with frog powers. Initially. And then once he pulls the gun from one of the dudes and then shoots it at himself like 6 inches away from his fucking face, and then catches the bullet, and they're immediately like, "All right, we're good to go." Let's fire. Let him go. God, I'm just scrolling back to the pictures.
Is the implication for the top of his head being bald that he slammed so many motherfuckers with the top of his head that he just has no hair there?
Maybe. I hadn't thought about that, but that would make sense.
Because it ends up working out that he's like that fucking dinosaur in Jurassic World that knocks the guy through one side of the car and out the other. Yeah.
What do you think about them finally, like 20 fucking years later, doing a sequel? Because they end the movie with like a bit of a sequel tease, and this movie was a huge success because the budget was like $20 million, which is nothing, and it even made like 5 times its budget back on box office alone, and has been a big cult classic. So it'll do well on home media because the people that love the shit out of it and will absolutely buy it to own it. So what do you think about them, first of all, not being able to do a sequel yet? Because I thought for sure once the movie ended, because I wasn't super familiar with this, I thought this would have been one of those franchises that had like 3 or 4 entries at least. So I was shocked to hear that they hadn't done the sequel yet. So what are your thoughts on them having a sequel now, and like just what you think it would contain?
I tend to worry about a sequel
this far after.
Yeah. Like the magic is kind of gone. But at the same time, maybe we needed another 20 years worth of references for them to pull from at the same time. I just, this movie is so fucking bonkers, and I can't even explain to you how or why it works. Who knows? Maybe it'll be better than this one.
Yes. So that was something where when you have a long time between sequels, there's kind of like a double-edged sword to it. So where you can have the kind of like impression that, oh, it's worrying, that they're taking so long to do it. But sometimes it is a good sign that they're not so willing to whore out the franchise to make money. Because what would often happen in this type of situation is you have this like super cheap to make movie that is a huge success, and it turns into a yearly type of thing to where we're making it too much, and they lose the magic just by making it too much. So I wonder if it's a good sign that he's finally getting around to doing it, because now he feels like he has like a good grip of a sequel finally, so I'm really curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I also can't explain to you, like, the opposite of that is I can't explain to you why I like the John Wick sequels so much. Like, they were so rapid fire and so much the same concept, but every movie is its own thing at the same time and unique in different ways. I can't explain to you why those work either.
Yeah, like the sequels. So like John Wick is interesting because the first John Wick is a legitimately great movie. Even outside of the action sequences, and then the sequels.
Everybody loves a revenge tale,
right? I have never been more on board to watch a man kill 100 dudes in my life than the first John Wick movie. The first time I saw it, but the sequels are just like action seeker thrill rides. But they're so good at reinventing the action.
Knife Museum, dude.
The Knife Museum.
The library,
everything they do with Donnie Yen in the fourth one is creative and incredible in its own right. Him falling down the stairs for 5 minutes. That's the thing too.
And they do that again. They do that twice in 2 different movies, and it works both times.
And I think that's another like strong suit of that series is they realize the kind of farce in it, and didn't take them that seriously, because there are moments like that of this is silly, we know it is, we're gonna double down on it, like with him falling down the stairs, and you like let it have some levity within the action.
It's taking, and here's the thing, even if you don't find it funny, like it still works on just the action level. Like the comedy is built in, but it's built in a subtle way that you pick up on. Like you feel like you're laughing at the movie, but they're wanting you to in those moments.
Like one of the best scenes in the second movie is when they're quietly trying to shoot at each other in the subway.
Yes.
They're casually having like a nonchalant gunfight in plain sight.
Trying not to react.
Trying not to react, and like when they get on the subway car and they have the knife fight, and then the next stop every fucking person gets off the subway car. Shit like that is just like injected into my veins, dude.
That whole fight with what's her name, Ruby Rose,
in the funhouse mirrors.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, how many times has that been done in a movie and it was still so good?
Yeah, so fucking good. I'm hoping the second movie for Kung Fu Hustle can at least operate on that level, where even if it's not as good as this first movie was and as much like a cult classic as this was, it can at least operate as a like kind of like thrill ride and just kind of
in the past 20 years. In the past 20 years, we've had 4 John Wick movies, 30,000 MCU movies. good and bad DC films to pull from. Like, we've got all the superhero genre to pull from, like crazy ass action movies with anything with The Rock in it, right? Like, there's all kinds of stuff from Western influence that can be pulled from. And then just think about, it feels like every Tuesday there's like 13 new animes that come out.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. And you can tell based on this, Stephen Chow is just a movie lover because there's references across the board. Like we said, there's references to Dragon Ball, to Looney Tunes, to fucking The Untouchables, to 1930s film noir. Like the top, I believe like there's like with the posters, like with Top Hat and stuff. Yeah, it's bonkers.
Like
I'm excited.
Just so much that has happened in the last 20 years.
I'm really intrigued by it, and I hope it's good. But we'll have to wait and see.
We need to get Shaolin Soccer in here now.
Yeah, we totally should.
You down since it's the same people?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm really intrigued to check out more of this guy's stuff because, for whatever fucking reason, this guy's movie works for me, even though
it shouldn't.
So when you watch it again, were you worried I was gonna hate this because of how specifically weird it is?
I was just like, man, I don't even know. I can't even tell. I don't know where to begin.
Know. I didn't fucking know at first, dude, because it's so fucking bonkers. I was like, goddamn.
Dude, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at Shaolin Soccer right now. Is that the fucking Beast? No, not the Beast. The fucking dude that was with the gang. He was like he was like the right-hand man or whatever, like the gopher for the main bad guy.
I can almost guarantee you they have a lot of crossover because they're probably just buddies with Stephen Chow.
Yeah, probably. Which one came first? The Shaolin Soccer was 2001.
They have a reference to Shaolin Soccer in here.
Yes, they do.
I read. I didn't catch it myself, but I read it on the Wikipedia page afterwards. He's like, I'm already referencing literally everything that's ever been made. Goddamn right, I'm referencing my own movie.
Yeah, Bones in here.
Nice.
The old man that gave him the pamphlet is in here.
Nice. By the way, I understood what it meant by the ending of the movie. The first time he gets fucked up and he punches like all the sides of the traffic thing.
Yes.
Like up on, I was so fucking confused. I was like, what is going on? And then I eventually understood like by the end, but good God, I was like confused when that scene happened.
But yeah, because he actually does have the potential.
So it's like the whole point just that like he just needed to consistently get fucked up, and it was like the whole like cocoon thing where it's like every time he got fucked up, that was like he just got a little bit better from being fucked up. Is that like he almost had to die to like awaken? Was that kind of like the gist of what made him kind of become the one?
They had a very like Dragon Ball Z very anime explanation of like the Beast beat him up in like just the right way to realign his chi or something.
Oh yeah, you're right. Where he was like a chi. He released the chi flow or something like that.
Yeah, he like redirected his flow of chi or something. Otherwise, he wouldn't have even survived. Yeah, dude, I am watching this trailer on mute for Shaolin Soccer. We have to get this on here soon.
Do it. I'm down.
We have to get this on here soon. Do not watch any of this, Jeff.
Okay. Yeah, I will go.
There's a lot of the same. There's a lot of the same gags, but done in like just as good, if not better ways. Oh man.
Going into this movie completely cold.
Dude, that was my fear. As I was like, because you went in cold and didn't have someone like sit you down and like explain the movie to you, I was like, he's gonna fucking hate this more than anything he's ever hated.
And it worked so much in the opposite direction that I was doing like a Looney Tune, like what the fuck is happening? Because when you go into it completely cold, I had never watched a trailer. I had never seen anything from this or Shaolin Soccer. I literally just knew them by their name and that people liked it. That was the full extent. I had no clue what I was in for watching this.
I think you have probably seen stuff from it and just didn't know what you were seeing. There's no way you
probably.
haven't seen some kind of meme or something on YouTube or something and you just didn't know what it was from.
And it was so long ago I'd forgotten about it because it's been 20 fucking years since.
Yeah, because every once in a
came
while,
out.
like, there's the type of YouTuber that will say or show something and then like hard cut to a piece of pop culture and then hard cut back to their thing. Like I see from time to time Shaolin Soccer or Kung Fu Hustle show up in those type videos.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure there's maybe something, especially with the Axe Gang, but I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude,
Yeah, this movie rules, and I'm so
I just
want to
go watch a compilation of man, with Everything Everywhere All at Once and then this, we've had some good like kung fu movies, man.
That with this is as a double feature.
100%, 100% fewer hot dog fingers, by the way.
You exchange hot dog fingers for Looney Tunes squished feet. That's what you get. But that as a double feature with this might explode your brain. I don't know if the human consciousness can take that in the double feature. What do you think?
I would try it. I want to know what a double feature with this and Shaolin Soccer is like. Because watching that trailer, I'm like, I saw a lot of this happen in Kung Fu Hustle also, and I almost wonder if back to back it's just pulling too much of the curtain back.
Oh yeah.
Or if it just totally works in context because he's that good.
Dude, I found on the IMDb photos, I guess there was a box set you could get for this. You got a little fucking Kung Fu Hustle axe with it.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
That's so good.
I also love, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but did you see like the tagline of Kung Fu Hustle? So many gangsters, so little time.
Yes.
That is an incredible tagline.
There was another poster I saw. I doubt I'll be able to find it before we need to get out of here now, as I was just flipping through. It's a bright yellow. How did they describe it? There's another blurb that describes the movie. Yeah, it's from Roger Ebert. Imagine a film with Jackie Chan and Buster Keaton meet Quentin Tarantino and Bugs Bunny. That's a pretty solid description of this movie.
I do think this as like a double feature with Kill Bill would also make for a fun time. Because Tarantino is also the same.
No.
Where like Tarantino will reference like 1,000 different movies.
Yeah.
But then like somehow the sum of the parts becomes like its own thing, even though it shouldn't. Like on paper it shouldn't work, but then it just does. This is very similar DNA to that, I think.
What year was Kill Bill?
I think that was 2001.
Is that, you don't think that's why the landlord and landlady are wearing yellow in that casino fight, do you?
Okay, so the first Kill Bill was 2003.
I know she's wearing the Bruce Lee jumpsuit. Like I understand that. That was the point. But they have like a 1970s which Bruce Lee era, right? And they have like a 1970s look to the way they're dressed. But they're also wearing yellow, but it's not the jumpsuit. I don't know. It's a clear reference. They're the only people in this room that look like this. I just don't 100% know what it is.
Did you also know that, like, based on plot descriptions, this is meant to be the 1940s? Because I didn't pick up on that at all.
I'm not familiar enough with the culture and stuff to know that. I see it now that you say that.
Thing is, like, maybe they did it to have like a more logical explanation for why they're using Tommy guns and shit, but like nothing in this movie requires a logical explanation because it's Kung Fu Hustle,
right?
So I don't know. Yeah, fucking batshit, man. Fucking batshit. And it's also so.
I just got
fire.
back to the guy with his hat blown out.
It's also so goddamn rapid fire. I'm sure I missed jokes. And miss. Like physical 100% comedy.
Guarantee you. I meant to watch it again before my 48 hours were up, and I just didn't have time.
Didn't get around to it.
Yeah. I wanted to watch it a second time because I knew as soon as it ended, I was like, I bet I missed half of everything that happened.
It's so fast. And I like how like blistering it is as far as like a lot of movies in this vein will take so much time to kind of like zero in on this is this joke. We're gonna make damn sure that you catch the joke. And he's willing to just let so much stuff happen at one time that you know you're gonna miss stuff, and they're okay with that. They're just like, just watch it again.
I buried the lead. That poster with that Roger Ebert quote is in a word bubble coming from the landlady. Oh my lord, this movie.
I think that might be all I've got for
it's such a visual movie. There's not a lot that can be said anyway.
Yeah.
We had this problem with something else recently.
After I watched the movie, I was like, are Ron and I going to be able to talk about this for an hour even? Because so much of it is in the like the visual language of just watching it that it's almost impossible to just review like your standard movie.
And how much like did we miss having to like read the subtitles even with like some of the context and stuff happening?
Exactly.
Oh man. The landlord is absolutely one of my favorite characters though.
When he is dodging all the attacks by dancing is a really cool scene.
And that actor is really good with his visual language, right? Like his body language and
he's a genius. He's hysterical with some of this shit.
I mean, everyone in this was great.
Yeah.
You know, and everything happens too fast for me to even notice anyone that wasn't great. But
right.
Like I don't know. The dance number with the axes. Oh god, it's so good.
Man.
I laugh every time the trailer is running on IMDb again. I laugh every time I see someone fall over and you just see their shoe pop up in the air and drop again. Oh, it's so good.
A really cool effect is like at the end when he's doing the calm Buddhist palm attacks or whatever, and you just see like the outline of the hand in the building.
Yes,
that is such a Dragon Ball type thing, and I love it. So good. When he does the attack on the ground and the beast is just like knocked out in the outline of the hand that's now like the crater on the ground. It's fucking awesome, dude. I love it. Man. Yeah. Bonkers movie. Bonkers, go watch.
Oh, I think that's what it was. One guy had a staff. One guy had basically the 10 rings. And then another guy, he had like a fistful of spears or something. And there was a point when he throws them all up in the air and leaps up in the air and kicks them all at the harpists one at a time. And they slice them all by hitting a note on the harp. And then that's the last one in that image I sent you, I think, when he makes it all the way almost to them and they're desperately playing the harp trying to stop him. And then the spear shatters. Yeah,
it's badass.
Oh god, I want to look up that harpist fight scene again.
The harpist,
dude, the comedy stops in that moment.
They're terrifying.
They're absolutely terrifying, and they were a punchline earlier in the movie.
They were.
And
oh man.
Then she just comes out and just fucking I completely blanked on her name. Black Canary screams them away.
It's also great too. They're having this whole epic fight, and every time she opens up the windows to yell at them, they stop their fight to let her have her moment of yelling at all of them. And then once the landlord like brings her back inside and closes the window paneling, then they resume the fight.
Yeah,
that's great.
When the landlord comes out and starts fighting, and he swinging people around and throwing them through the air, and then it zooms out and he's made a yin-yang on the ground by dragging them across the ground as he threw them around and stuff. And then it has that hard cut of people just... Is it later in the movie when Stephen Chow is fighting that like it just has that hard cut of just people being thrown up in the air like crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I think so.
It's so good.
Yeah. Fucking awesome, man. Yeah, this movie is something else. I haven't watched something. This feels almost even more bonkers than like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Which is
straight Because in some ways it is, but in some ways it's not. You know, like there's no fucking hot dog fingers in goddamn Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, everything
But-
everywhere at once was weird and kind of surreal. This is literally a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
They're kind of in the same vein, although I would say Everything Everywhere All at Once is more action comedy, whereas this one's trying to be just straight comedy.
Yeah.
You know, the tagline, even one of the taglines for it even says like a new comedy or a new kind of comedy or something by the genius of Stephen Chow or something. I don't have it in front of me. I had it up just a minute ago, and now that I've closed it, I need to read it. Actually, I think it's what I sent you. Hang on, let me see. New comedy unlike anything you've seen before from writer-director Stephen Chow. This is what's at the bottom of that poster I sent you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then the axe gang on that poster, that's from the dance sequence.
Yeah, the fucking dance sequence.
It's the fucking dance sequence. Oh god, it's so good. I want to look up this again, and I want to look up the lady with the dog in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh my god.
The lady with the dog, dude.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Like, she was
That-
genuinely terrifying, but she was also using a dog.
She's like a fucking chihuahua flail, dude. Like,
They're like this fucking Pomeranian going through the air.
and then with the Kihui Kwan fight with a fanny pack, it's like he's using a fanny pack, but he fucks those guys up to an extent where you're just like, god damn.
And that sequence starts with him just taking a big bite out of fucking chapstick.
Yeah.
And that's before you understand why. You're just like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, we need to get more Kung Fu movies on here.
Yeah, we do.
There's a
We should-
really good documentary. The History Channel used to have this docuseries they did. It was a different topic all the time, but if you look it up on like iTunes or anything, every episode is its own individual documentary. They're not put together in a series, but it's always like how something changed the world or how so-and-so changed the world. And how Bruce Lee changed the world is incredible. So much so that I bought it on iTunes, and I've wanted to show it to you sometime when you come over.
Nice.
Because it's really good. It talks about the way he influenced movies and stuff, but they talk to LL Cool J, they talk to Eddie Griffin, they talk to Jackie Chan, they talk to all kinds of people about Bruce Lee, and his influence and like how he created the protein shake, and he created like what's the electroshock like stimuli that you do to like rehabilitate muscles that are injured. He created that. He used to give himself electrical shocks, and people just thought he was crazy, but he had done research on the science and knew how much to give himself and everything to do that. He did that on himself. He created an entirely new form of martial arts because he said all the others were crap. That like they weren't good in a real fight, because he used to get involved in street fights all the time. And like, this is crap. So he created his own style of martial arts that's still being taught today. And
Bonkers.
they talked to one of the guys that at the time was still a teacher of it that studied directly under Bruce Lee.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really good. It's called How Bruce Lee Changed the World, and it's from the History Channel. And like I said, I fucking bought it. It's such a good. I watch it from time to time, just in the background or whatever, because it's so good.
Nice.
Eddie Griffin.
Really cool.
Eddie Griffin talks about going to the drive-in, and he said it was a double screen drive-in side by side, and the screen on the left is playing a porno, and the screen on the right is playing Bruce Lee, and everybody's watching the screen on the right. No one's watching the porno because no one's ever seen anything like Bruce Lee at the time.
Right.
It's really good. And if you remember, another movie it's not on my short list, but it is on my list to have on the show, is Undercover Brother. Undercover Brother is a huge Bruce Lee fan, and that's because Eddie Griffin himself is. And
nice.
And he wanted to pay homage to Bruce Lee, so he had his character in that movie be a huge like Bruce Lee like impersonator, basically. Like he's watching the movies while mimicking the martial arts moves and stuff in the movie.
Nice.
Which, by the way, Chris Kattan is the villain of that movie, and he's fucking amazing. Fucking Corky Romano was the villain of that movie, but
I can't think of that man without it like in my mind's eye seeing him doing the Night at the Roxbury like headbang thing. And it's just what he's doing in like my mind as a GIF for all time.
You need to go on YouTube, SNL, like Roxbury. You need to watch any of them with Jim Carrey, or because he does that bit better than they do, and it's their fucking job to do that bit.
And they like created that bit.
They created that bit, and he does it even better than they do. But there's a really good one when Sylvester Stallone was hosting. It's them in the car doing the thing to What Is Love, doing the head bob, and they pull up next to Rocky jogging down the street, and they like talk him into getting in the car with them, and they're just going from club to club with Rocky, and as the bit goes on, Sylvester Stallone slowly starts doing the thing with them and joining in with them. And if I recall, by the end of the bit, he's wearing the same kind of suit they are, and he's acting like they are, and it's actually really good.
Nice.
That they pick up fucking Rocky Balboa and get him to jump in the car, and they teach him like how to go clubbing. Oh man, but yeah, the Jim Carrey gif that I send you every once in a while, when they're each one at a time stepping forward and then stepping back. When he steps forward, he's doing it better than they are.
Yeah, he's so good in those
oh god
bits he did with him.
In Living Color. James Carrey, if you look at the credits to In Living Color. It wasn't Jim.
I forgot he had got into that credit initially.
Let me show you something. He's Fire Marshal Bill, man.
Man. Crazy.
This movie.
Yeah.
I know I'm out of things to say. Good movie, good.
I've been out of things to say.
Bonkers movie, bonkers. Go watch.
The movie just fucking speaks for itself. With its fucking Looney Tunes shit going on left and right. I don't know, man.
It unlocked so much for me when I figured out in the course of this podcast that they're Jay and Silent Bob, and that the writer, director, creator is fucking Jay. He's Jay Muse. But ends up totally not being Jay Muse at the end. Because he got beat up so bad it made him good at Kung Fu.
Turned him into fucking Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what that's a reference to?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I know the fight is, but like the butterfly cocoon thing. And
because like think about it too, like when does Neo become the one after he's been killed? Yeah. You know? So he's absolutely a Neo. Callback.
Oh man,
yeah, this movie fucking rules though.
I'm so happy.
I loved it.
I am so happy you like this movie.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I'm so glad too. I went in completely in the dark because it was a roller coaster ride, man. What the fuck was happening? It's fucking nuts.
I still don't know what's happening.
Right. I don't know. I don't think I ever truly will. Thanks, Bobby, for having this on the show. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah, and that leaves, I believe, just one more entry for Friends and Family Month. It's gone by pretty quick. We have Soapy bringing Battlefield Earth next week. So I think we established earlier by talking about it that it's not fucking streaming on anywhere because no one wants to have that staining their streaming service, I guess. And it is only for rent on the usual places?
I'm double checking because it's been a while since I've looked, but I'm pretty sure
on Tubi with ads.
That's probably what I will do.
That's pretty tempting because I will suffer the fucking scum and villainy of the internet Tubi ads to avoid paying $4 for Battlefield Earth. So might just do that.
Yeah, it's doesn't. Yeah, it's $4 to rent in all the usual places, but I'm not even showing. Are you showing it's on Tubi?
If you switch over to free or best price, it's listed as streaming with ads for Tubi.
I'm not seeing that. on the web version.
Yeah, it's on the app. I don't know which one might be out of date, but if I have to, I'll pay the fucking $4, but I will not be happy about it.
You got to re-download Tubi.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh, Battlefield Earth.
Okay, I have to be honest. So I've never watched the Fall Guy TV show, but YouTube served me a trailer for that Ryan Gosling version that's coming out. I don't know, man. That might be worth checking out.
Fall Guy?
Yeah, the Fall Guy, the about the stuntman like solving crimes and shit.
I think I heard about that. I don't think I've actually seen the trailer for that yet, though.
I know what it is because of a podcast I listen to. They cover old TV shows on TV Tunes Tuesday, and one of the hosts, it was one of his like favorite shows growing up.
Gotcha.
And so it comes up from time to time, making fun of the other guy that liked it.
Was it the Roca podcast?
Huh?
Was it the Roca podcast where they talked about it?
No, it's on the Ralph Report.
Oh, on the Ralph Report. Okay.
Eddie Pence is a big Fall Guy fan and Airwolf fan.
I forgot Airwolf existed.
Airwolf, man.
I forgot about that.
The helicopter show.
Just a quick side note. Is it weird to you that Battlefield Earth came out in the year 2000? Because if you put a gun to my head, I would have guessed like 1995. I would have.
That movie feels like it came out in 1987.
Right? The fact that it came out in 2000.
When you watch it, it feels like it came out in 1987.
My brain would have placed it in like 1995 at the latest, not the year 2000.
Okay, Just Watch has
crazy.
Insulted me and my family.
How so?
People who like Battlefield Earth also like Fortress, Fortress 2, Soldier, Red Planet, Space Truckers, Time Cop, Judge Dredd, Cyborg, Steel, Robot Jocks, Johnny Mnemonic. I fucking love all of these movies. You can eat a dick.
Well, you love Battlefield Earth as well. You said so yourself.
I love it for how painfully bad it is. We gotta get Time Cop on here. Fortress is on my list because I have yet to run into anyone else besides my dad who's ever even seen that movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's so good.
Don't think I've seen it.
It's so good. Dystopian future. The main characters get imprisoned because they are illegally having a baby. They weren't allowed. They hadn't been given authorization to have a child, and they're trying to escape the country when they get caught and have to go to this futuristic prison that is like half what is the term, panopticon, is that what it is in like Guardians of the Galaxy, that style prison with the tower in the middle and stuff? So it's like half panopticon and just like half hole in the ground. Yeah, that's what the fortress is that they have to escape from. It's all about Christopher Lambert trying to find his wife and get her out of the prison before she has the baby. I'll
forever have a soft spot for Christopher Lambert just because of Highlander and how much I love Highlander.
Yeah, Highlander and him as Raiden for no reason. But yeah.
Man,
I got to get that on here at some point.
Fucking Kung Fu Hustle, though.
Kung Fu Hustle, good movie, good.
Trip.
Go watch.
Bonkers movie, bonkers. Go watch. Yes, and like we said, we're gonna be having Battlefield Earth next week, and then we'll be resuming selecting our own fucking podcast choices. Goddamn.
And I believe the next pick is mine, and I know what it is, and I, at least, am super excited.
Nice. I'll be the judge of that.
I'll be the judge of how excited you are.
If you would like to follow the show more, you can always follow us on Twitter at SPR Filmcasts. Any ratings or reviews on whichever platform you caught us on always helps out. If you did catch us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. That obviously helps out the channel grow. And, man, just looking at Battlefield Earth on the Just Watch app, and I'm just sad. Fuck, man. Ron, where do people find you on the interwebs when you're not reviewing badass kung fu movies?
I am pretty much in all the places as Ronsense TV. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitter X or X Twitter. Twixt. I'm on Twix.
On Twix. Twix is actually a good name for new Twitter.
I'm on social media betwixt as Ronsense TV. I've got your Subnautica randomizers. I've got your Hades playthroughs. I got your Spider-Man 2 playthroughs.
I got your Spider-Mans. I got your 80s.
Yep.
Come on, come on.
Exactly, man. I need you on microphone to just sit behind me and just hype everything I say. Just the last few words of every sentence I say.
I got my randomizer. Woo!
Randomizer, y'all. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I'm considering a Dark Souls randomizer again because I've never beaten one. I want to beat one.
Dark Souls 1 randomizer?
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck people
no other Dark Souls is happening on randomizer.
The fact that people can beat Elden Ring randomizers is insane to me.
Dude, no.
Fuck that. I didn't want to play the main game.
It's so bad. Bad game bad. Don't play.
Decent game for first 55 hours. Shit game for second batch of 55 hours. Don't play. Not worth time.
It's okay and passable up to Screaming Man with Dragon Arm, and then after that I was like, I don't want to do this, and I just uninstalled it.
I like the creepy school. I like the area. I like some of the enemies, and I love the cutscenes for the fight, and I like that fight. And after
the lady that
like
shoots the moon at you.
Yeah, I like that whole segment and her. And that is like the only boss fight in the entire game that I liked. The rest of them are just either like tuned to be too difficult or just aren't fun because they're overtuned.
I do like watching Lobos Jr. play it, especially his imitations of the bosses. Some of them have made it. Some of his jokes have made it into my vernacular on my own videos with no explanation, and I've already done it before I realized I've done it. Like when he mimics the giant snake guy and he just goes, together. Yeah. That's the only way I could say that word now when I have a microphone in front of me.
Yeah. I will be watching him play the DLC and not purchasing it myself. So
yeah, I don't know. I've thought about playing the game again, but I can't. I think
the problem is
I think about it and I just get sad.
You would have so much more fun just replaying Bloodborne or Dark Souls 1. Why wouldn't you just do that? You know,
when I uninstalled it, I went and played Bloodborne, and then I started streaming Dark Souls again.
They're just better.
Yeah,
they're just flat out fucking better, and they're not exhausting. Like, I was so fucking ready to be done with that game. I just started fucking summoning people. I was like, just get these fucking boss fights done. I just want this game to be done and uninstalled off my computer. It's just
I like how that's your I was so defeated by having to play the game. I started summoning people when I'm always like, there's no one fucking around to summon. No one is summoning me when I put my sign down. Where is everyone? And then in this like 13-year-old game.
Yeah, I was about to say you're playing these games like it fucking came out on the PS3 originally.
Yep.
Oh man. The fact that you can even still potentially get people is crazy. All these years later, just because they're so beloved. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun to talk about. We had to make sure we got our additional Dark Souls conversations in. I
don't think we've had a South Park reference yet.
I don't think we've had a Family Guy one for a minute too.
Oh shit.
We've been slacking, dude.
I don't know what to do. What do I do, Jeff? Help!
We gotta start hustling, dude. Gotta hustle more.
I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out.
Just calm down, man. Calm down.
No.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go watch Kung Fu Hustle again. Everyone have a good night.